Hi, English enthusiasts! Welcome to my class. I am Teacher Julian and I am your teacher in English 6. Join me as we discover and explore the English language while having fun. For today's lesson, we are going to discuss noting significant details. In reading, being aware of the clues or important details helps you understand what you are reading and answer any questions about the selection when you are done. This skill is called noting details. Noting details is a reading comprehension skill that involves picking out the particular piece or pieces of information from a text to achieve a given purpose. These pieces of information are the ones that good readers notice and authors use to emphasize the important details of the text, passage, or story. Let's analyze this image. This is Vincent van Gogh's portrait of Dr. Gachet. Look closely and take note the significant details. What can you say about Dr. Gachet's mood in the painting? What made you say so? You might probably say that Dr. Gachet is a sad, unhappy, or a distraught man. These can be seen through the details of the painting. Van Gogh shows a distraught man through Dr. Gachet's frown. The downward slope of his eyes also demonstrates sadness. Finally, Dr. Gachet is resting his head in his hand in a way that confirms his unhappiness. With this example, it is clearly shown that knowing the details is important, may it be in a text, passage, or even painting. Details help you understand the given selection. There are two types of details: implicit details and explicit details. Implicit details are used to describe or to define a general statement. These are the details that are implied but not plainly expressed. On the other hand, explicit details are specific details, the details that we can see and are measurable. These details are stated clearly. Let's have an example. 30 loves to play ball. He goes to court every week to play. He always wears basketball shorts. His backpack has Kobe Bryant on it. With the given statements, we can say that 30's favorite sport is basketball. This becomes the implicit detail or the main idea, since this is what the explicit details or supporting ideas in the statements are describing or suggesting. The explicit details prove that the implicit detail is true. Noting details is one of the advanced skills that a good reader possesses. This skill enables the reader to fully understand a certain text and helps to unlock the questions he or she has before, during, and after reading. How do we take note of the details? Number 1. Always read with full understanding by internalizing the lines printed. Each word in the line is related to other words in the sentence and the whole paragraph or selection. Number 2. Jot down notes or highlight texts. You will know that you are doing the right thing when the things you've taken down describe the main idea and the supporting ideas. Let's try this. Read and understand the passage. Answer the questions that follow. The applicant. A gentleman put an advertisement in a newspaper for a boy to work in his office. Out of nearly 50 who came to apply, the man selected one and dismissed the others. I would like to know, said a friend, the reason you selected that boy who brought not a single letter, not a single recommendation. You are wrong, said the gentleman. He had brought many. He wiped his feet at the door and closed the door after him, showing that he was careful. He gave his seat instantly to that lame old man, showing that he was kind and thoughtful. He took off his cap when he came in and answered my questions promptly, showing that he was polite and gentlemanly. All the rest stepped over the book which I had purposely put on the floor. He picked it up and placed it on the table, and he waited quietly for his turn instead of pushing and crowding. When I talked to him, I noticed his tidy clothing, his finely brushed hair, and his clean fingernails. Do you not call these things recommendations? I do. I consider them more important than letters. Here are the questions to answer. What was the purpose of the gentleman's advertisement? How many were needed for employment? What was extraordinary about the applicant who got hired? Why was the employer impressed to the applicant? What was the employer's interpretation of recommendations? Here are the possible answers that you can give for each question. Number 1. The purpose of the gentleman's advertisement was to look for a boy who would work in his office. Number 2. Only one was needed for employment. Number 3. The applicant was careful, kind, thoughtful, polite, and gentlemanly. Number 4. He picked up the book that the employer purposely put on the floor and placed it on the table. His tidy clothing, finely brushed hair, and clean fingernails also impressed the employer. And number 5. For him, good manners and right conduct are more important than letters. Did you get the correct answers? Great! You were able to take note of the significant details from the passage that led you to answer correctly. Before we end, always remember that noting details is a reading comprehension skill that enables the reader to fully understand a certain text and helps to unlock the questions he or she has before, during, and after reading. I am glad to have you in my class. Again, this is Teacher Julian saying, everything in life is a choice. Choose to learn today, and you will definitely earn tomorrow. God bless and happy learning. See you next time.